Hello everyone. Hope you all are doing well this Tuesday night. Alrighty, so we got more Aria's journey through Ristov with Mara. It's gonna be a fun time. I hope you all are ready for that. Alright, so... That's not what I wanted. You know what? Turn that off. Hello, Mara.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hi.
Alrighty.
What'd you say, dear?
I said alrighty. Let's do
Alright.
it.
Are you, in the map?
I'm launching it right now.
Yes. Okay. Tell me when you can see.
I can.
You can or can't?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Turn the music off, and then I have the other music ready to go.
Oh, I think this is what we had used last time. I had to go through, like, while you were getting set up, I was like, alright.
Yeah, I just scrolled up at our Diaz. I was like, oh yeah, all right. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm ready in 3, 2,
Yep.
1, go.
Okay. Make sure that's on loop.
Yo.
Alright. I gotta ask that you prematurely forgive me. I am still awake.
You're fine.
So last time that we left off, you had began your journey throughout, certain parts of Ristov.
Mm-hmm.
There was an amazing surprise of some dragons, some friendly folk, some not so friendly people. And you managed to help this elderly woman and her grandson and a mysterious stranger with red eyes and a funny looking horse from the goblins that Rochelle might have said a few things about. Um and also was given a beautiful ring with some gold as a reward. And that is about, I think, the recap of everything.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I think we ended off. Did we end off with you putting it on, or?
Yes, she did in fact put the ring on, and then we pretty much we ended the session shortly afterwards.
Okay. So, would she have put it on and then immediately just went to bed with everyone, or she would have stayed up for a little while?
She pretty much would have went to bed.
Okay. Do you have your two little dice for me?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Let me move my straps
I gotta
for
grab
my trackers.
Because I got my little two right next to my alligator.
Okay, let me pull out my d20s. Alrighty, ready.
Okay, good. So, I'm not going to change maps for this, but we're gonna have a bit of a moment here. All I'm gonna ask you to do is roll one of them right now.
Alrighty. 7.
7. Okay. Alright. Before our I decided I always mispronounce Aria.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Before they end up going down to lay down and get into slumberland and relax, as soon as they feel that instance of the transition between being awake and asleep and darkness comes over their eyes, a state of dream finally takes over, revealing what the tiny hums in the rings were trying to show her. In this case, it was inside of the dream, almost a small pool of water about ankle deep, and a night sky with very, very few visions of stars to be seen.
Okay.
The dream isn't very long, but there's mostly almost kind of like alternative bright blue glowing footsteps going through the water with a steady drip sound to the back of your mind. And that is the dream.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And will she remember this when she wakes up?
Yes.
Okay. Assuming then that the night goes uneventfully aside from that.
Yeah. That's pretty much it for anything else.
Okay.
If you remember from last session where you guys are just on the cusp of what they call the painter's mark, where snow starts for the mountainside is touching the grass,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys are nestled very on a little warm incline here.
Okay.
So about early morning, you could kind of hear a few people moving around, but they're not awake yet.
About what time? Let's see. Aria is definitely gonna wake up. Probably like a little bit earlier than everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
She will remember the dream and be curious about it. She will, quietly think to herself about what she saw and heard, and look around and seeing the others still pretty much asleep in the back of the wagon, and she will quietly hop down. And is there like a mountain like to the north side of the map here, or like a hillside or something? I'm not entirely sure what that terrain is up there.
Hold on, let me. Because everything going the way that you're going through the mountain pass right now should be steadily at an incline from here on, like from here on out.
Okay. It's just more of, is there like a small hilltop or something nearby?
Potentially, because it's difficult to kind of portray, but I can see it because shoot, my brain really is loading. I'm so sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
But yeah, I can see like a little hilltop.
Okay. She is going to go and quietly walk over towards it. She will, go up and top and stand upon it and look around and seeing the surroundings. I would say probably at the time around she wakes up, dawn would just be cresting over, the horizon. Could she see the main mountain from her vantage point?
I'm gonna say yes and no, because if I'm looking back at our map here, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you are, let's say, even like a fourth of the chunk from the... do you have your map open with me?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Well, so let's say you're like even a fourth way of the chunk to the village, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's, if you'll notice, because of the... You kind of have to zoom in a little bit to see it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bit of a twist and turn, so she would have to get at an angle to see certain things, but I think they would be just coming around like a bend here.
Okay.
And I'm also not exactly sure how in scale to a hilltop to be able to see a mountain piece.
It's more of
So
would she be because if I remember correctly, the other gentleman basically told her that the peak of the mountain had been covered up by basically impassable cloud cover.
Mm-hmm.
She's primarily wanting to I'm primarily wanting to know if she can spot that, because if she can, she's gonna do something. She's gonna do something regardless, but she's gonna focus on something.
I would say just potentially no for now.
Okay.
Because I'm not really making sense of like the layout of how far you are, because in a virtual, this is where VRCRP comes very, very much in handy.
Mm-hmm.
Is you get a sense of scale and a sense of how far everything truly is.
Okay.
But I'm gonna at least say for now, that's gonna be a no-go.
Okay, no worries.
That's all right.
So she is she's going to very quietly and very quickly pull out her phone, because she did take it with her, and she's going to snap a couple pictures.
Okay. Roll me those 2d20s.
Oh,
this is gonna be
boy.
the first thing. Because that's
right.
a big no-no.
Well, she's gonna check to make sure no one's looking.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So to kind of catch the chat up here, so the thing about Ristov is this is a roleplay setting that takes place inside of the metaverse with all of its modern day technology, but they are a society of people who choose to live in the more medieval era and things like that. So being caught with tech or being seen with any type of tech is a bit of a no-no. Like turn you all the way back to the gate, no. So what their character's kind of doing is absolutely understandable, but it's kind of a risk it for the biscuit kind of moment. So what did you get?
14 and a 13.
Okay. Okay, alright. Well, shit.
And this is where Mara tells me, "Oh, your journey's over now. Bye."
No. I'm saying, let's take the comedic route on this one.
Uh-oh.
From the distance of where you're at, because I imagine she flew just enough away from
Mm-hmm.
everybody to where it's not incredibly loud. But you're trying to get a decent angle and trying to look for some details. I imagine for your friend Sakoto and
Mm-hmm.
your Orc Dorkimus back home to see, be like, okay, this is what this area looks like. Hey, I can finally show you.
Right.
And you're going to snap that picture. I don't know, maybe might have accidentally left the shutter on, but on the incident of things,
Uh-huh.
and due to my poor rollage, nobody heard it. But
Okay.
that simple clasp of a shutter noise is enough to remind you, oh shit, maybe
Yeah.
I should turn that off.
And she'll immediately do so. Yeah,
So that's
she'll take a couple, and she's gonna, very very quickly, very quietly do so, and swiftly stow the phone away as soon as she's done.
yeah. So what you can kind of hear from all the way distance is the, I don't know. This is the case for any of your grandparents or anything like that, but like you just hear the early morning shuffling of the elderly, get a little bit of coughing and hacking and kind of like
Yeah, that's
stoking
accurate.
around. Just
That's accurate.
everybody's starting to stir a little bit. It's very
Mhm.
beautiful this morning, though. Kind of a sun kissed between pinks and oranges in the sky. Very,
Okay.
very pretty. And the
Well,
mountains be kissing.
She will, she'll, after stowing the phone away, she'll hear the sounds from the wagon, and she's just gonna sit down on the hilltop and just enjoy the scene in front of her, taking it in and memorizing it as best as possible. And her thoughts will eventually stray towards the ring, and she will find her gaze being pulled towards it.
Okay.
Just in curiosity, she's still thinking about the dream that she had.
Okay. There's nothing to take of note.
Okay.
Right now, it is just a ring.
Understood. She'll look at it for a bit and then return her gaze towards the sunrise, and then upon hearing everyone else, getting up and moving a bit louder, she'll slowly make her way back over.
Wake up! Thump. Thump. Wake up! Get your ass up! We gotta go. We don't have time to make merry. We gotta get Miss Luna back to the village. We gotta get her. We gotta thump. And fine if we must. We must have. I'm only gonna thump you one more time. Where's a? Eh? She's gonna kind of wiggle up to her ankles, and the little bit of a scan to look for Aria to make sure bird friend is around.
She's very much around. She'll be quietly walking around and such, trying not to make too much noise and such. But if someone calls out for her, she will respond.
Hello?
Yes?
Oh! Oh. Good morning.
Good morning.
Would you like some hot cakes before we get going?
would actually like that.
Okay. Well, Jonathan, you managed to get the carrots together. I'm gonna make us some hotcakes. Come here. Oh, yeah. Alright. Just gonna go see what's left over of the fire and kind of stoke it around to get a little bit of a flame. Slowly start to pull out some small pans. They're about the size if you spread your fingers out, you know, and you can stick your hand right in the middle of it. Just big enough for some pancakes. We're gonna call them hot cakes. Because as the batter comes out, it's not as smooth as pancake batter. It's kind of like this kind of gritty texture to it. She's got everything prepared pretty fastly. It's not as beautiful of a smell as Grung had made the supper beforehand, but it smells oddly buttery and almost like corn.
Okay.
Well, did you sleep good?
I slept as well as I could.
Good. Hey, even at my age, I still prefer the comfort of a bed over a hunk of wood in the middle of the night, but you can't beat that morning sunrise. He's gonna flip one of these very odd-shaped cakes, and it kind of sizzles.
No, indeed. And sleeping on the wooden floor like that is not completely new to me. It is something I am rather useful in my journeys. Finding places of odds and ends to rest when I cannot find civilization to be around.
That's true. Well, there's all sorts of inns and bogs, all kind of places, but I don't know. Something about the majesty of the sky every time.
You're not wrong.
Grandmother, are you really this poetic this early in the morning? Yes! And it... So he's sat up now, and he's ready to mind the reins and kind of give old Gita a break after the well, to put it in PG-13s, the goblin slaughtering of XX amount of year. Oh, alright, here you go. Yeah, you can have the first two, and then I'm gonna make some more. Hi. Are you allergic to corn in any way?
No, not at all.
So, what she's going to hand you is a very, very, very hot plate of corn cakes. They're kind of like cornbread, but pancakes. They're very good, but they're a little, it's like chewing sand.
Okay, I know exactly. Okay, yeah.
It's kind of like it's kind of like a gritty sand mouthfeel.
It's a cornbread mouthfeel. Yeah, I know exactly how that goes. Yeah. Okay. Aria will happily accept the plate, and she will move off to the side of it and sit next to the fire and wait for them to cool a little before carefully munching on the cakes and making sure not to burn herself.
If we come up the road and ever run into some bacon, I would love to finally make some bacon. What is it? Corn cake for this time.
They are quite delicious.
Well, you see, this is how you compliment. You see the appreciation. This is how you appreciate your grandmother's food. You don't call it a You don't call it an itchy stone between your teeth. Sometimes I oughta. You asked me to be honest, and I did. And it, we could have used it as a second-hand weapon. That first batch. Well, this one's fluffy. As fluffy as a corn cake can get. Oh, hush. Next time we get back, I know you want them little cinnamon things that teacher makes. I have a sweet tooth, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Need to eat more meats and corn. Anywho, scoot over. I get to ride today.
Aria will continue munching until they are ready to depart.
Mm-hmm. Bloody hell, I don't want to move. My bones.
Sounds like someone's finally getting awake.
Indeed. Nah. Nah, I'm good. I don't wanna. You can't make me. Grung really doesn't like morning time. Grung really like it when it's night time. Or it's fishing time. But it's usually in the morning fishing time. But Grung is very indecent. So please enjoy your breakfast. 'Cause I think I'm gonna do a bit of a light snooze. I was dreaming I done caught the fattest catfish you ever seen. Fatter than your head. Don't worry about your sleep.
Aria will quietly chuckle to herself as she finishes the last cake, and she will make her way over and hop inside. Since I can't hop inside because the target, she's gonna be like next to Jonathan.
Jonathan? It's funny, you can't see it, but on my end I have all of their names pretty much in all caps. And I have his Jonathan.
Ah, I see. Excellent. Oh my god.
Alright, let me check on our next transition map here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so warm in here. Like, it's hot. Might have to cut on a fan if I'm gonna... Okay, so that's not it. Okay, alright, I know where we're at now. Hot diggity dog. Let me do some copying. Kinda get Grung ready. He's gonna be with you too, but he's a tired boy. I think that's fair. Your DM is loading stuff. Oh shit, I messed it up. Don't question me.
I wasn't questioning you.
I got the giggles.
Nothing wrong with that.
this over here, and this over here, and we have the magic of this. Okay. Are you ready to start moving and grooving?
Yep.
Okay. Dun 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 dun. Woo. Tell me what you see.
I see what looks to be a grindstone, a very pixelated version of a gazebo, and snow.
Yep. Okay, so I'm sorry, I had to laugh at a very pixelated gazebo. It so totally is. But it sells that there's an object there.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Alright. So after you and your hardy band of interesting travelers load up their goods and their valuables and get a little bit of breakfast in them, and Thunder, the beautiful, totally not a Epona horse, clicks off onto the road, and suddenly the temperature is as expected, full-blown snow. I don't know how your little bird baby is going to react to that, but suddenly it is very cold, and as this transition happens, you can see Gita going, "It's time!" And then she reaches off into a trunk, slowly giving people blankets and scarves.
For the most
Miss
part...
Luna...
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say, for the most part, Aria won't be too cold, given that she, flies up pretty high into the sky, and so the temperature is actually very cold up there.
Yeah.
She would be decently used to it, but she would not say no if she gets offered a blanket or a scarf.
Definitely going to get offered a... Let's say a little purple scarf.
Alright, and she will accept it and put it on.
The only one that doesn't seem to be awake at this time has been Miss Luna, who is the woman in the back. In all the heavy armor. She seems to be keeping herself well rested and not moving too terribly much. So, a little bit, want to say possibly close to lunchtime. We're sitting almost at 12 noon.
Okay.
Your traveling leads you to a very large, ornate shrine. Now, I was kind of limited to how I could portray this, but this right here is where the top part of the shrine is that pulls off to the road that has the coverage for the rest of it. It's decorated at the top with alternating ribbons that wrap around the posts.
Okay.
They start from one end of the gazebo with almost like a silvery blue with tassels that dangle in between them. Some of them are written in common, and you can make them out of what they say. Some of them may not be able to recognize so easily, but you would have to get closer. There is some wind chimes that dangle on the opposite end of, well, what is you now know as a shrine. And just off a little bit towards that, which is I'm using to represent here, is a large offering basin. As soon as you enter over to this area, everything is extremely tranquil and peaceful. There's signs that a lot of travelers will come to this area and kind of give homage to a certain dragon. A few hanging paper lanterns here or there have small cuts in the side of them that took to glow out of it that are in the shape of a claw mark or a dragon's head. But it's not incredibly detailed, but in essence of it all, it is a beautiful picture of periwinkle and silvers and all sorts of light colors hanging up and all around in like a dark red shrine. There is some,
Hmm.
to her would be some oddly shaped stone figures that all sit around. It's it's beautiful and serene.
Hmm. Okay.
Well, whoa, whoa! Stop the carriage. Come to a halt, and she'll just simply walk past, and then jump. Oh, we made it to the shrine at least.
Hmm. This is a beautiful shrine.
Mm. This is the one of the few shrines to Alu as we go up. This one and, well, one closer to the top of the mountain is a bit of a traveling favorite.
I see.
Would you care to stop in with me a moment?
Certainly. And she'll hop down and follow behind.
Hmm? And she'll gently walk over to where the shrine is and kind of uh, make a note to slide her sandals off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Then drop to her knees very gently, in that kind of respectful poise, and give a moment of prayer for her safe travels and those who are coming with her.
Aria
You are.
will respectfully stand back and watch with interest.
Mm. So, uh, there's a few moments of where she gives a bit of silent prayer, um, and then reaches for two things out of her pockets. One of them being a dried up corn cake that was made this morning that was folded up into a traveling rag that is going to be sat into the one of the smaller basins, and on top of that, uh, a handful of what is it? A handful of, I guess you could say, bits and bobs and shiny trinkets with some gold. It doesn't seem to be a lot, but it feels like not so much how much worth you put into it, but the fact that you're willing to give something of sentimentalness, if that makes any sense. Like you're willing to give something um from the I can't, something a bit more from the heart, and something more to oh shit, what am I trying to say?
I know what you're getting at. I know what you're getting at.
Something of the heart and something of the body, something to nourish the heart and body. There we go. That's what I was
Mm-hmm.
looking to say. I'm just, my brain melted halfway through that
No,
description.
I got what you were getting at, so no worries.
Mhm. So, alongside Gita's offering, you can already quickly tell that there's been a few cakes here and there, like small little round. What are those little cakes called? There's like little fortune cakes. There's small cookies and candies and bobs that are, ironically enough, they don't look like they've been eaten by nature, but almost crumbs here and there. And then some of it towards the very back have been there quite a bit. So anything that's a food offering got nibbled away quite quickly. But everything else is in perfect place. You can make out some coins. You can make out all kinds of little things, including to the very back a slumped over teddy bear, kind of giving hint that somebody gave a tiny little friend was given to offer up.
Okay.
Well, that's about it. Is there anything you'd like to know?
I've seen something similar to this back in my travels. Only once, though. Was quite some time ago. But I remember seeing something similar to this. Perhaps not to the same design or anything, but similar architecture.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Well, the entirety of this area was influenced by visitors a long time ago, and it became almost like a comfort.
I see.
I don't remember what the visitors were called, but they left definitely a mark on this area of Ristov. You'll see what I'm talking about if you plan on traveling other places.
I'll keep that in mind.
I love these in particular. And she'll point at the lanterns with the claw marks or the head cut out of them. Those are my favorite. Because anytime you've had a rough journey coming home, it's nice to see Father Alou still being written in the skies. It's nice.
Indeed.
And on top of that, sometimes the kids make them and they let me hang them up for them. Well, I've said my piece. Jonathan! Yes? And he'll kind of snap his head. He totally wasn't dozing off mid-conversation.
So, as Gita walks back towards the wagon, Aria will actually step forward, and from her pouch, she will pull out a small fragment of crystal. One of the small fragments of mana crystal, actually. And by now it would probably be glowing pretty brightly, I would assume. She would place that in the bowl, and she would also place one of her feathers, one of the loose ones that is pretty much it would have fallen out, within the next day or so. But she would gently, pull it out with no pain, and she would place the crystal on top of it to keep it in place, and she would place it next to Gita's, and then walk back.
Oh, that was a very sweet offering. I like that. As the mental brain of Alou, I was like, oh, I love it. I love it so much. If you could just imagine with me for a moment, I won't give away too many details because of spoilers, but
yeah.
That was those video games where it's like, oh, approved.
It's just like the text up here on the screen is your offering was well received and the deity is pleased.
Shiny click clacks make happy.
Oh my god, I love it. Anyways, Aria will hop back into the cart and she'll be ready to move on.
Okay. Do. Oh, shit. Before we move on. No, wait! Oh! Alright. Oh! Alright. Okay, alright. Got this. Tiny feet. Sorry, horsey! Pardon me, excuse me. Pardon me. 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 Excuse me. Pard But maybe I should have asked for some help. But it's too late now. Okay. He'll kind of awkwardly shuffle up to his knees, kind of mimicking how Gita did it so softly, but with his, he's gonna go down with a bit of a crunch. But he's being a very good lad and closing his eyes and giving thanks for the day and giving prayer to the evening. Except for you can kind of make out what his prayers are out loud a little bit.
Oh, okay. I can see where that's probably going.
Okay, so it's where I got you for your pops. I got you one of the tiny little pumpkin pies. There you go. You can give that a nibble when we leave. I know how much you enjoy some pies. Oh, one time I brought you some brisket. You really like that. Hey, Gramps. Alright. So, sorry. I'm really bad at stuttering. Okay. Well, thank you. And then he'll put some other things down, and then he'll kind of awkwardly shuffle. He's like, I make a habit of doing this. Sometimes people like the smell of cinnamon. It's nice. But he'll just kind of thunk back into his own cart. Noticeably so, he is in a cart, but has no horse.
She's just gonna look over it and she's just like, huh. Okay. She's not gonna question it.
No.
Look, Aria has learned that there are some things you just don't question. She's just like, this is one of those.
You don't question the very sweet work with his pies and his no horse having.
Nope.
Okay.
She's just gonna be like, okay, this is a thing, I'm going with it.
Alright, we're actually making good headway. I don't remember. Oh. Okay. Alright. I know exactly what map we're at now.
Oh, goody. Oop, that was the wrong button.
I got a case of the brain melty syndromes, I do. Alright. Whoop. Can you see?
Yep.
Alright, so what you should see is a road with snow and two large green objects.
Yep.
Okay. That is not what I wanted. That is a thing you should not be seeing at the moment. That is for my eyes at the moment.
I don't know what you're talking about, because all I see is the two green things on the road.
Alright. Don't worry about it.
Understood. Tracking.
Let's see if I can remember how to pronounce this. Okay. Hot diggity dog. Alright. From 12 o'clock till I want to say about 5 to 6 in the afternoon, you have been steadily just going up the mountain, maybe sneaking a picture successfully here and there, like a ninja, being able to take a lot more broader images of the mountain as you go through it in the tops. You're able to see a little bit more of the top side that they were talking about. So if she wanted to get a picture of what the magic and the mists and things like that, she could do that if she wanted to.
Yeah, she would definitely do so. She wants to she would, because she wants to at least that alone. She would want to show Sakoto, simply because of you know what the other gentleman had talked about. So.
So as you take your pictures and whatnot, the fun thing that you're going to notice is that, you know, you've been given plenty of like little snacks here and there, maybe some traveling seeds or some little munch crunches of jerky or what do they call the trail mix? Yeah, that kind of stuff. But at one point, because I have to say this, Grung is going to take his foot on his cart, and he looks like he's made a mechanism to where he can push his feet back and forth on the front end of the cart. And it just moves.
So he's turned it into a bicycle. Understood.
He's managed to make it. Actually, the best way to describe this is, you know how like whenever you move your legs on one of them swan boats?
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh my god.
He's managed through orcish ingenuity to have a horseless cart so he doesn't have to walk everywhere. And
I mean, that's smart. It's smart.
So he's managed to like keep up, and he goes, "Hey, Tweety! I need to control my wheels. Hold your little. You do have fingers. Hold your little fingers open."
Okay. She'll hold her hands out.
He'll kind of like do this weird Matrix lean back to grab something out of one of his packs and just chuck it at her.
Okay, and she's gonna attempt to catch it then.
And so as soon as she catches it, it's going to be a warm chicken pie, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, I don't warm you."
She's just gonna be like looking at disbelief for like a few seconds, and then she's just gonna smile and burst out into giggles, and she's just be like, she'll just nod back and thanks.
Yeah, you did a good thing, Grung. You gotta keep the people fed. You know, if you're gonna have a good reputation, so what you gotta do. It's what you gotta do.
She will enjoy it, I guess.
Yeah. So, yeah, you've been going, you've been eating, maybe you've heard a few songs here and there. Gita's singing voice is just absolutely, and let me tell you, it is chef's kiss. As she regales songs, I don't know, about badgers, I guess. I don't know.
You could have just left it at songs and then you went with badgers.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I went with badgers.
Aria.
After.
I was gonna say, Aria, for her part, if Gita is singing, she may notice that Aria is very much enjoying the music, to a point of, if the song goes on long enough, she will quietly start humming along to it. She would catch the melody and she would start humming to it, a smile gracing her face in delight.
Oh, so you're telling me if she's singing something along the lines of "The wondrous great mountains of something true. I got my pie, I got my feet, I got them here for you. The badgers, they chase me, but they can never catch. We go up the mountain for the horses we fetch."
God damn it, Mara! I love you. Oh my god. Yes, she would be humming along to it. She'd be
So,
quietly humming
you're
along.
like, "Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do."
Uh,
I could have done you very dirty and done it to the tune of, well, I've got $10,000 of credit card debt.
oh my god.
When they call, I can't pay it back in. Credit card debt. No.
God damn it, Mara.
No. We like the Badger song.
God damn it.
Alright. So to kind of get the giggles out of my system, eventually your destination arrives and it is greeted by this humongous torii gate that is almost teal in color, with the same types of ribbons and streams that I had mentioned earlier, with little tags and lanterns hanging off of it. But what you can make up ahead as you enter off into the village is houses and buildings and different ranges of sizes, with Japanese styled roofing, with gorgeous tiles that have all kinds of things. And on top of that, these same lanterns can be found just spotted everywhere. But more details can be seen as you get closer. For now, the torii gate alone is just absolutely elegant. Are you familiar about what a torii gate is?
Yes.
Okay.
So watching Oblivious play Sokoto a lot, yes, that imparts a lot of knowledge.
Well, I wonder who I might have spoken to before making this small adventure.
Gee, I wonder who.
Does this smell like Oblivious's influence? Let's find out.
Yeah, let's find out. Yeah. Clearly.
But as soon as the gates are reached, you're gonna watch dear old Grung here go, oi, oi, oi. And he'll speed up past you guys and just meow. Wow, he's awfully in a hurry to get home.
I mean, can you blame him?
No, I can't. Well, actually, I don't think that fellow does live here. And if he was going to the festival, he's going the wrong way. No, don't question it, Gita. Don't. He's been kind. And anywho's it. Welcome to Yashi Village.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. I take no credit. Well, Jonathan, I think it's time we gave old poor Thunder here a rest and we make the rest of our journey out on foot. Right, it is nice to be home. And then from the back of the cart, Luna's finally going to get up. She hasn't been the very sociable type, but you'll notice her like leap off the cart and then kind of look back at everyone for a second. Thank you all for getting me out of that predicament.
Of course.
You there, and she'll point at Aria for a second.
Yes.
You mind me giving you something for your trouble?
Only if you choose to give it.
The woman, actually, what I can do to make this, ignore what I'm about to do, but I'm simply doing it just so that you get an idea of how ornate the woman actually is. We're gonna do this.
Ah, okay.
So, with like a clink and a chunk of her armor as she moves, somehow keeps a very dainty balance towards you and pulls out a tiny satchel and just places it in Aria's hands. It isn't much, but from keeping me from certain doom, I can return to my duties to my lady. And that I thank you for.
Well, I am glad to have helped in some way.
Well, if you need anything, I'm sure you can find me or one of our companions around. She'll actually give you a small smile before something coming out from behind her armor and her hair is going to be a set of white wings. And she flies off at high speed towards the village.
Aria will stare in disbelief for several moments, and then she'll look back down at the satchel in her hands and gently shake it.
It is coins and one, like, it's like you took a scroll but you made it the size of your pinky.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's just
Okay.
a little tiny little pinky scroll.
Okay.
And some
okay.
coins.
Very well. She will tie the satchel around, around her waist next to her other pouch. Shifting herself a little, realizing it's probably a little bit too much weight on one side, and then shifting the pouch to be on the opposite side of her waist to balance her weight out. And she will just look at Jonathan in a little bit of surprise at what just happened, and then she'll just give a small shrug and be like, just give that kind of like look of like, huh, that happened. Okay. She kind of doesn't really have the words for that. She's, a little bit more surprised than anything.
She didn't have to be a show-off.
Didn't expect her to actually have wings like that.
Well, no. But then again, Miss Luna's always full of surprises. I remember the first time she did it. I think Jonathan nearly had a heart attack and basically begged her not to fly off with him. He'd no mind. As quiet as she is, she's an honor to her duty. But she's also a bit of a prankster.
I see.
Well, should we carry on then?
Indeed. I am quite excited to see what the rest of the village holds.
I've become upside down.
I see that.
I don't mean to be. Alright. Are you ready?
Yep.
Let me make sure that my map works. Do 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 do. I gotta find out where the transition starts. Let's say here. Okay. Da, 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 da. Give me a moment. This is the DM loading song.
Well, while you're doing that, I will go ahead and take a small break then. I'm going to go run and make some more tea and use the bathroom. That
Okay.
way you can get time to set up.
Yeah.
Alright, I will be right back. You can entertain the chat.
Oh. Okay. Bum 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 bum. I'm gonna look at chat here in a second. I'm just doing a bunch of renaming so that I don't have to do it again. Everyone has a name tag now for me to see. Now I can look at the chat. Do 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 do. I can't find the Twitch chat. There we go. Hello, everybody. I see. Oh, I gotta admit to you guys, chat. I'm a sleepy DM. So we're gonna fumble through some of these descriptions, but we're gonna have a good time. I see the tiny little waves. I do not have a wave emote, so I will send you.
I'm back.
Popcorn. Hello. I fed the chat.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Alright, I am ready when you are.
The brain hurts. Woo! Ta-da! Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, similar to the shrine above, there are a bunch of gorgeous, again, Japanese-inspired buildings and homes in different other locations that have the sparkling red tiled roofs, as you had saw earlier. As you're coming up the road, Jonathan had already hastily put the horse out to graze for a little while. It is a large blanket of snow, but you can make out some withered grass here and there. And everything seems to be both at still and gorgeously alive. Like, you can make out some people going across these cobbled in stones, and your what is it? Heck. Each one of them is carefully guarded around the buildings with they're not very large stone walls, but they're about the average fence height. You can make out from over here. You can make out a very large barn. The smells and glory of a tavern here.
Okay.
And everything else, minus this building and the difference, is almost like a tall temple with towered pillars, with dozens of people going in and out of it. At the base of the tower, you can make out that very, very ornate looking armor once again, quickly fluttering off into it. Leaving just a lone gentleman outside to protect it. He's wearing a kind of like shifted plate armor. And I almost said the city. The village feels welcoming. There's a lot to be seen and a lot going on.
Okay. Quick question for you. Is there meant to be 2 Jonathan tokens?
I ran out of tokens.
Understood. Okay.
There's not 2 Jonathans, just I forget that you don't have the nameplates. I ran out of people faces without paying like $5.99.
You're fine. I just wanted to make sure, so.
Oh no. Jonathan's everywhere. He's in the trees, he's in the bushes.
He's in the walls.
He's in the walls. I'm in your walls. No, I'm joking.
Alright. Okay.
But the one closest to you is the true Jonathan. Well, welcome home, dearie. You can go do whatever it is that you would like. Go have a look around. I need to go check and see if Troy hasn't ruined my business. She'll hop down from the little pathway and start darting across the snow. And if you could just imagine a woman who's like in her garb, high footing it all the way over to the barn.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna go check on her business. And Jonathan's going to kind of like lean over the fence for a second and just kind of look down. He seems to be lost in thought.
Okay. Let's see. Aria is actually going to follow Gita. She's curious, especially in regards to the ring, because Gita had told her that the rings all had names. And she is curious to see if Gita has the transaction that would give the name for the ring that she was given. So she's just gonna hop down and make her way over towards Gita.
Yep. As you make your way over, poof, poof, you are nearly trampled by two little girls who are they're playing tag and they're having fun, and they don't notice you the first second, but then there's like a small glimpse and both of the little girls stop and just kind of look at you like they've never seen anything like you before. And then one of the little girls is gonna go, "Ah, who are you? Are you here to visit too? I've never seen you before. Are you a bird? You're such a pretty bird. It's not nice to say. They're a person, not a bird. But yeah, but they're like a bird person. But they're very blue." Oh.
Aria will give a small chuckle at the two girls, and she will simply go. Not necessarily a bird, but I'm a harpy. My name is Aria. It's nice to meet you both.
A harpy? We're gonna have to go ask teacher what that means. Well, bye-bye for now, Miss Harpy.
Farewell.
They're gonna go back to playing tag.
Alright, and Aria will go and find Gita.
Oh, hello again. And she's just at the front end of the porch. She seems to be in full rhythm. Like she's got a bit of a broom out. She's got a bit of a sway to her hips, and she is just cleaning that front porch off and moving some of the chairs around.
Excuse me.
What can I do for you, sweetheart?
Well, I was wondering if you would help me find out the name of this ring. I remember you mentioning that the transaction that you had may potentially hold the name. So I was wondering if we could potentially look into that. I am quite curious, after all.
Right, times 12. Okay, so here's the deal. If I have anything left of the transaction, it's going to be in my attic. But So either I can let you go look around in the attic, where I don't know what's going to be up in there. I haven't been in there for years. Or I can go do it if, well, I have to get everything ready because if we get more visitors, they're going to need potentially to buy horses. You see, she'll point over to where the man is working out at the back end of the barn, and he seems to be teaching or rather breaking one of the horses. And in a bit of the distance, you could just hear a brrrr.
Well, what exactly do you need help, at least around here then?
Oh dear. Well, I have a cow that needs her blanket strapped onto her. I have to make sure that Troy doesn't ruin the horses because he tames them a lot differently than I do. He's very stern teacher, so make sure he and then I gotta find the kitty. Or used to we had a barn cat that would come visit us all the time. And then I gotta stoke the fire and keep the rest of the place warm. And then I gotta get it. And then she's gonna just like trail off of like 1,000 things that she needs to do.
Well, I can either help you out here, or I can also go and search, but I fear if I go and search in your attic, I may not know exactly where to look, and you wouldn't know better than I would, considering that it is you who placed the things up there in the first place.
This is true. It's also, well, the sun's going to be going down, so we can't do too much. I tell you what, if you're willing to help out with at least with the horses, because I don't think, well, have you handled a cow before?
Nope.
Okay. This is what we're going to do then. Oh, my bones, my knees. Okay. I gotta get the attic ladder. We can do this. If I don't find it today, I'll definitely find it tomorrow. How does that sound?
Sounds perfectly fine with me.
Okay. In the meantime, and then she'll kind of come back, and then almost be dragging behind her. It seems like this is such a heavy object for a woman of her age. But it is literally a hand-woven blankets, like, for cows and horses.
Okay.
It's like it straps over to the legs and it keeps their backsides warm.
Right.
And she looks like she's just absolutely struggling on her own. And at this moment, you can kind of sense Gita's frustration that there's these all young, able-bodied men around, but it feels like she's pulling the workload all of the time.
Aria will, see this, and she'll go to the other end and pick it up, and I would assume she wouldn't have an issue picking it up. It'd be rather easy for her to do so.
I mean, it's a heavy blanket for a cow and a horse, so it's decently heavy, but she could pick it up a little bit easier than Gita.
Okay.
Like, have you ever seen those barn videos where the man,
Yeah.
he puts blankets on like a newborn calf? This is that, but huge.
Okay. Then yeah, Aria will, move over to help a sister in moving it and helping to take some of that weight off. And
God, thank you.
Of course.
Hey, this is one of our best cows at the moment, and I'm trying to keep her as healthy as possible so that everyone in the village could have a decent glass of milk when they wake up. That and I'd have to move some things around to buy another one. I don't want to keep you too long. And then, after a while of getting the cow and in its blanket, and it kind of is a thank you, not too much, grateful cow noises. And on the other side of things, hi, welcome back, Mom. You'll see that your horses are doing quite well. Yes, I can see that. You've actually managed to do everything quite well. What changed while I was gone? And she'll kind of squint. Nothing, ma'am. Just finally found an easier touch. Well, you came with an easier touch, but how about opening your ears every once in a while? And she'll take a handful of grass and straw, kind of grind it up in her hands a little bit to where it's just long enough that she could reach over the fence and thwap him on the nose. Me and Aria can't do everything, you know. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'll try to do better. It's a promise I can make. And then he'll kind of give Aria a little bit of a wave before going back and training into the horses. Alright. I think we have everything from here. I tell you what. Go have more of a look around, and I'll start climbing into the attic. And if you don't see me tonight, you'll definitely see me in the morning. How about that?
Would you rather we come and help you?
No, I think if I'm going to climb into the attic, and I don't take this personally, but I think this is going to take me a while. Maybe go get acquainted, get somewhere to stay tonight, unless you feel like staying here in the barn. But honestly, I would recommend looking at the tavern for the evening.
I think I might just do that.
Do you have enough coin on you?
I believe I do.
Well, if they give you any trouble, you send them my way, and I'll shake my fist.
Very well. Then I will
Good.
see you later.
Oh, later. My bones.
And she'll just head out and make her way towards the tavern.
Okay. So, as you go through the streets, you'll notice this fine gentleman who does not suspiciously look like Jonathan.
Okay.
Totally different man.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
His mustache goes the other way. Boom. Lore.
I see.
You're going to notice him hanging some things out of his outside of his home. He'll give you a polite bow. That's one thing that I can't preface enough, is that once you're actually in the village, things are a little bit more quieter, as much as they are alive, but everybody seems to have an air of politeness and generosity to them. Or hospitality, if you will. And as you make your way over, you can start to hear the booming of traditional kind of tavern music. You've got your lutes and your what is it? Was it my brain really is loading. We might have to call it here in a little bit because
that's perfectly fine.
Fading very fast.
No, that's perfectly fine.
I do have a map for the tavern already ready, so next time we do this.
Okay. I mean, it's up to you. If you want to pause here before going into the tavern, we can absolutely do that if you don't feel like continuing. That's fine.
I think so.
Okay. Then let's pause
I know
here.
it's a bit of a short session,
no,
but
that's fine. It's fine. That's perfectly fine.
I'm so tired.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
At least I got a little bit of a giggle.
Yeah. I mean, we got to the village. That's the big thing.
Alright. So, for notes on next time, Aria has made it to the village, and then she is about to check in for the evening at the tavern.
Correct.
And it is probably around 6 or 7? Something like that.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the map now, and I'm like, oh yeah, I do not have the energy for this much.
No, you're fine.
These many
You're
NPCs.
fine. You're fine. You're fine. We'll pick it up another time.
Yes. I did enjoy what I got to do. And
Yeah.
I will bid you and chat fairly well for now, and I hope that you were all thoroughly entertained.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was wonderful.
Yes.
Alrighty.
You and I will
Hmm?
reschedule. I'm
Yeah, you're
gonna
fine.
go pass out.
Go pass out, go slump.
Oh, good night, dear. I love you very many.
Good night. Love you too.
Oh, and I love you, chat. My pat. Oh, yeah.
Alright.
Good night.
See ya.
Wow.
Alrighty. So. Do I want to do anything else for the night? Hey Din, do you want a duo for a bit? If you're still around. Do a game or two? Okay. God damn it, Mara. Alright, so I think I will go ahead and end the stream here. And I will hop over in a few minutes, Din. Alright, so appreciate you all hanging out and watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. This has absolutely been a joy to do with Mara. I have been having a lot of fun with it, and I'm excited to see what we get up to next. So, you know what? We're gonna go raid this bean. We're gonna go raid Shugi. We're gonna go give her love. She's doing some roleplay over at the Wakarium as one of her new characters. So go give her some love. And I will see you guys tomorrow night for Worlds Apart. It is going to be a very fun episode from some of the things that I have heard. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it, and I hope to see you all there. So go give Shugi love. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Have a good night.